right. Welcome, everyone. Greetings and good day to you. We are a little late, but we are live. And actually, we are right on time, believe it or not. We expected to be here at 10 a.m. with Peak Homecare Associates presents the Peak Wellness Hour. But like I said, we're right on time because we are in a moment right now where whoever's listening right now or whoever's going to be listening is going to get the right message at the right time. So welcome to the Peak Wellness Hour, again brought to you by Peak Home Care Associates, located here in Noblesville, Indiana, servicing the greater community of Indiana. So welcome. We are here. And of course, we're going to introduce ourselves and start with some chill time and whatnot. But I want you all to know we're here for part 2 of National Stress Awareness Month. This is going to be a very important conversation. When we do have conversations here, they're never rehearsed or, we do our research and we want to come to you with some knowledge, but they're always ad-lib and they're always meaningful conversations. We always enjoy ourselves. So we want you all to enjoy yourselves as well. So come on in, please like, share, and subscribe. We want you to do this because in healthcare, we're all about paying it forward, right? And we as a service to you all, to our clients, and to ourselves. So we want to pay it forward to you all. And we ask that you do the same. So thank you in advance. Queen.
Nice to see you. Yes, friends and family, it's exciting to come back once again. Of course, care community. The key is this is the care community we are hoping to be reaching out to. Whether you're a caregiver, a primary caregiver for your parents, whether you are a caregiver as a profession, whatever kind of care, even for your spouse, that's the community we want to reach. And it's exciting to come your way, knowing that there is a need out there and knowing that we have something to share and to offer to make your care work a very important aspect of your life, to make your care work easier, to give you some knowledge, some understanding. So that's exciting. Apart from coming to your homes and helping, supporting you take care of your family, we want to also bring you more value. So this is our way of adding value to the services we have. It's been quite a busy morning. Today, it's my fault. I have been everywhere else but where I need to be. So, Queen, thank you for holding the fort and continually keeping me on point. So, thank you. Happy Saturday. I hope your week was good. Oh, rain, Indiana, rain. I hope your basements are not flooded. If they are, you have taken care of it because rain and hail. I don't know. Yesterday I was driving down in Cicero and hail literally on my car. I was shocked to see that, but well, stay dry, keep your homes dry, okay? Let's avoid the moldy homes, please. If you have a wet basement, take care of it as soon as possible because mold itself is not a healthy thing to have in your environment. Well, Peak Wellness Hour coming to you from Noblesville, Indiana. We are located in Noblesville, Indiana, like Queen Angelina said, and we serve the greater Indianapolis area. So we would love to hear from you. Take a minute, share this video, show us love. We are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We are not putting a lot there, but we'll get to it. So thank you. Invite a friend to come talk to us. Queen.
Absolutely. So I'm super excited. Like I said, we don't rehearse these conversations. So if you didn't see it last week, I suggest that you go back and listen to that conversation. I don't know how this is going to go, but it's going to go quite well. So we're talking about stress, right? If you look in the description, all of our links are there. All of Peak's links are there. The Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, website. You can find Queen Edith's information, mine. So those are things that are accessible to you. um we're talking about stress, and we want to be I want to be honest, as a nurse, as a life coach, as many hats, right? Many roles. So we're looking at here, many roles, caregiver. um we get stressed out and we don't talk about it. I'm gonna be honest with you all, I have had a stressful week. And that's not to say it wasn't a meaningful week, a successful week, a positive week, but it was a stressful week. So when we look at that definition, let me find it. A lot of people don't want to talk about stress. A lot of us don't want to communicate effectively our feelings and emotions in order to process and heal anyhow. But when we're looking at stress, a lot of us say a lot of times, I'm stressed out. You're stressing me out. What does that mean? Stress is pressure or tension exerted on a material object, a state. So we're more the we're objects, we're our bodies, okay? The pressure and the tension. And if you think about a rubber band, when something's pulled and you pop it back, that tension. When something's pressed down, this morning we have an ice maker, and my husband, it's broken. And my husband said, is that the ice maker? He heard a big pop, 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 pop. Says, is that the ice maker? I said, no. I don't know what made him look in the freezer, but it was a soda can that busted in the freezer under that tension. Okay. And that science is science. That's what happens, when things are under pressure, when things are stretched, science happens. So when we look at stress, as far as individuals, as far as human beings, it is a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. Mind. It's not who you are. And a lot of us run around all the time, always stressed out, always under pressure, always ready to pop, always ready to explode. Stress is to be a state, a temporary situation, to where we have to learn how to filter through those things and find a way to not just get by moment by moment with tension and stressful situations, but to be able to develop a state of mind where it's the norm for us to supersede any situation that we are in. So I want to look at that with you. We want to look at that with you all, especially with caregiving, whether you know it or not, whether you sign up for it or not. A lot of us are caregivers. Okay. We have people that don't have children, right? That do things in the community for the youth. We have people that don't have parents anymore that serve the senior community. We are caregivers in so many ways. When we look after our neighbors, we're caregivers. When we call and check on somebody at church, we're caregivers. Okay. When you make sure somebody did good on their assignment in school, it's giving care.
Basically.
So think about that with intention, because a lot of us don't realize it because we don't sign up for that role. What kind of care are you giving to the people that are around you? And what are you putting out that you're able to receive back? And that's where a lot of stress comes from. A lot of us give, do, serve, especially those that sign up for a role of a caregiver. And we neglect self. We neglect the help that's offered. Right? And it causes stress and strain. And we don't realize how it affects people around us. My stress affects my clients, my patients, my residents, my family, my friends, and then my physical. Well, I tell y'all, my back was on fire for the past 2 days. 42 years old, not afraid to tell you all. I'm in a back brace. I was so uncomfortable. And it was stress. I had to get in the shower last night. It was going on for 2-3 days. I was so busy. I just, whatever, I wasn't eating right, not resting well when I sleep. We can sleep, but we don't always rest, right? Because that stress will keep your mind going at night, and I felt it was burning, it was so it was knotted up, and I had to just release it. I had to let it go, all the complaining, all the, tiredness, and I had to just and heal my body. feel 100% better today. So we have to look at what what triggers us and how we respond to those things to remain stress free. I'm gonna stop talking, Queen.
Wow, you've had a very stressful, busy week. Um, Last week, I remember I was talking about the some of the reasons we get ourselves or we feel stressed or we become stressed. And one of the things we said was the view, the way we look at the situations we deal with. And sometimes it's not so much what is going on, but it's our perception and the way we handle this whole thing called stress. But what I want to say, piggyback on what you were saying, is this: you define stress very powerfully. It's not meant to be a permanent situation. It's supposed to be a temporary strain. But unfortunately, for some of us, it's become a daily thing. And one of the reasons this is happening is because we live in an era where nobody's wearing one hat anymore. Okay? You may say, "Oh, I'm just a housewife. I stay home. I don't work." Well, you're a housewife. You're taking care of your spouse. You're taking care of the children. You're making sure, because you're a housewife, you're in home and you're not earning anything financially. You try to earn your keep by making sure the house is spotless, making sure the children's homework is done, every little thing. On top of it, you may be part of some group. You may be part of some group. You are serving a community outside to occupy your time. You probably are in the church. There are people who go out, and give communion to seniors. You're doing that. You're probably one of the few who go and do grocery shopping for somebody. So we are doing a lot. Nobody wears one hat. Angelina said it so well. She's a nurse. She's a nurse. She does her nursing duties. We're at peak. She's a client care coordinator. She's coordinating the client care, and there's just a lot. Nobody. I don't wear one hat. Okay. And then she's a wife, and then she's a mother. And then she's Edith. One on what do I call you are my psychologist, psychiatrist, my therapist, whatever. You are that, and then you are on this Facebook Live, and it's a Saturday morning. You have to go shopping, you have to clean your whole family is home. This is the time to do family time, but you are here, and it's the pull. It's a lot of pull. We could have 10 hands being pulled in all directions. So the question is, we need to figure out how to minimize stress. Okay, how to minimize stress. And you also said something that I want to touch on. You were having serious back pain.
Mm-hmm.
You find out that you're stressed when it's showing up in all kinds of ways in your body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're having that migraine, it's not going away. Yeah, but sometimes my eyes burn. I know I haven't had enough sleep and rest. Sometimes the neck, the back, your neck area, your spine,
Mm-hmm.
your shoulders, the tension, all those things that are stress showing up in your body. You are increasing inflammation, and inflammation is one of the things we want to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I got some information. It says there are 5 A's to help manage stress. The first A is to avoid. Okay, so there are some types of stress that are avoidable. Okay, there are others that you cannot avoid. Okay, so we need to determine what in our lives causing us stress that can be avoided. Okay, what can we avoid? Avoiding me does not mean that ignore it, but we can take steps, the needed steps to stop those things from bringing us stress. When you don't have structure, a lot of the time when you are being pulled in so many directions and you don't have structure, you don't have your day planned out. I
Mm-hmm.
find out that when I get up and I don't have the things I need to do written down, Sometimes I'm everywhere. And at the end of the day, I realize that the things that needs to be done are not done. Sometimes you need to put things down and allot time to it. You have so much to do. You continue to stress, complain that you have so much to do, but you haven't put structure in your day to help you do the things. Because once you cross out one thing, you can breathe a little better and cross out the other and cross out the other. So, one of the ways to avoid stress is to put structure. And one of the ways to put structure is to write the things you need to do down. Ideally, as you wind down, make time to wind down for the day. Take a minute, take a rest, take a break. Yeah, last week we talked about that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
think about, okay, what was I supposed to do today that I was not able to do?
Mm-hmm.
How do I make sure that I can do these tomorrow? Write them down, put a time slot to it. Plan your tomorrow today.
And can I piggyback off that really quick,
Of
Queen?
course, of course.
I totally agree with you. What happens, I think, is a lot of times people don't plan their day, are not strategic, but then you're busy all day. So if I have a list of things to do and I don't do those things, but I'm busy doing other things, you're effective, but maybe not as efficient, because there's a reason why you wrote those things down to get done. So what were you doing? Even though you were effectively getting other things done, you weren't successful in meeting the goals that you wrote down. And that's what happens a lot of times. We get busy and we say, well, I didn't do this and that, but at least I got this done. You know, we have to be able to prioritize and be strategic, like Queen Edith just said. And that's how you follow through with those goals. A lot of times we have good intentions, we start with something, we don't finish things because we're all over the place. So all because you are busy doing things, make sure that things that you are dedicated to getting done in a timely manner are executed as such. You know, so that's all. Go ahead, Queen.
And back to that, busyness is not productivity. We can be busy without being productive.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is that after running around all day, what have you accomplished?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good question to ask yourself. What have you accomplished? You know, I realize that sometimes I'm in the office doing a lot of paperwork and the phone is ringing and I'm answering every phone. And it's not like it's not all business phone. Sometimes it's my personal phone and I'm talking. And I realize that it slows me down.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline of
Mm-hmm.
what is a priority, what can wait.
Mm-hmm.
People can call you all day, your friends can call you all day, but set up work time. I noticed that my phone, okay, every time I drive to work, it says work time on.
Mm-hmm.
It turns my work time on. Next time I'll take a screenshot and show you. It turns my work time on, so I'm at work. It can the phones are monitoring us.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I get up, it knows I'm at work. Work time on. So when work time on, I can set it to busy.
Mm-hmm.
I can set my personal cell phone to busy, where all personal phone calls will have to wait.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're dealing with things that affect people.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing I want to touch on again that causes us stress is when we keep procrastinating, then that thing that could have been done, you could have paced yourself to do for 3 days. Now you're doing it in 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the tension, there's the stress. Now you're stressed. You
And
have to
you
make
said something when you said when you ask yourself, what have you accomplished today? Definitely ask yourselves that, everyone, but also ask yourself, did you accomplish what you set out to accomplish? There's a difference. Because let me ask you a question. What do you think about multitasking? Do you think that it is productive or not?
multitasking can take away excellence.
Mm-hmm.
It can take away excellence. When I say
Mm-hmm.
that, it means that you're giving attention to so many things and doing so many things at the same time. You're not giving your best to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why having prioritizing or having a priority list, knowing that the top of your priority list, going from the top to the bottom, so you can give more attention, more time to what is the number one on your list.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get it that sometimes you just have to do more than one thing at a time. There's some things you can do different things at a time, but there's some things that really need your attention.
Absolutely.
Need your full attention. And we have to know the Grand Rising
Grand
Queen.
Rising Queen.
And we have to know the difference. We have to know the difference. What needs to be done well and now. You know, when we were children, there was this poem we used to say, work while you work and play while you play. Things things done by house are never done right. All
Mm-hmm.
that you do, do with your might. Something. I don't remember the rest. But really, we do things haphazardly, and I don't want to say half-heartedly because your heart may be in it. Your time is limited. So you do this partially, do this partially, do everything is finished partially.
Mm-hmm.
And so multitasking, Queen, I think that there's a place for it.
Mm-hmm.
There is a place and a time for it, but it's not for everything.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I'm doing payroll in the office. I can never do payroll and be talking on the phone. I can't. Someone will come and kick me because someone's pay will not be right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I've learned some of these things over time. You need
Mm-hmm.
to focus and get that done right, so people are paid what they have actually worked for and earned. It's so important. You cannot mix that with something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you shouldn't be talking on the phone, coming from a caregiver perspective, when you're feeding a client, if you have to. You know, you can't be talking on the phone when you have to give a client cues in the shower. I mean, come on. Then you're confusing your client because they think you're talking to them and they
Mm-hmm.
can't understand you. And it is so frustrating because remember that a lot of our clients can't even hear well.
Mm-hmm.
So no, multitasking is good, but it has its place.
Yes, I certainly agree. I definitely agree. And you know what? I think atmosphere is important too. Your atmosphere, your environment, as far as being stress free. You know, when you talk about the payroll, you know, you don't. We work from home sometimes. You know, go. You know, we're out in the field, but your bedroom should not be your where you work. There, your body. You know, your mentality adjust to that. So when you see the bedroom, that means, you know, bedtime, it means chill time, downtime, you know, intimate time, you know, personal time. You don't bring stress into your bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Find that space where you can work when you need a break from caregiving or from life. You know, I've always learned when you're working in a building, you don't take a break. I've never taken a break in a break room with someone else. When I want a break, I'm leaving the premises. A lot of times I'll get in my car, but people come out to the car. I leave the premises because I'm taking a break from all of you. So why are we hanging out together? You know, you need that downtime, that time to reflect, that time to rejuvenate and refresh. And we're not doing that throughout our days. We're not taking the time to just do a self check-in, a mental check-in, emotional check-in. You know, you're upset at work, somebody's upset you, a client, a patient, whatever's going on. You know, your family member you're caring for, you step out, you know, take a moment. Do you step out and call somebody and complain? Do you step out and curse and say what you're going to do or what you're not going to do? Or do you step out and take a breath and reflect and kind of start over again? We have to be intentional. Stress is, like I said, it's a mental, it's a response. Stress is a response to a mental or emotional situation or trauma. It's a response. So stress is not always negative. There is positive stress when when you have that test coming. You haven't studied all week, but now you're under pressure and you're gonna get it done because you have to, because you want this grade. And that pressure pushes you to succeed. You're on that time crunch for this, for this deadline. It's going to be your promotion. It's that pressure that pushes you, but it's pressure. It's not tension. It's it's pushing you in, it's pushing you deeper. It's not stretching you then. The fight or flight is a stress response. Otherwise, we'd be sitting ducks in chaos, so it's not always negative. So we have to learn how to make everything work for our good, even when it doesn't look like that. If it looked like that all the time, it wouldn't be life. I don't know what it would be, but we have to learn how to balance it. It's going to come. We acknowledge it, but it's how we respond, and if I'm cursing you out and yelling at you because you didn't tick me off, like I said last week, and I stroke out, well, I didn't even know you didn't even know I was cursing you out. And now I'm here in the hospital. You don't even know me. These grocery store chaos situations, the restaurants, fast food, all this chaos. You're throwing food, cursing at people, jumping over counters,
driving rage. Someone comes in, you are so angry in your car, you are honking, you are giving the finger, and this person is not even looking at you.
And now you've hit somebody and caused an accident, caused harm, wasted time. It's about your energy. What are you spending your energy on? Stress yourself to the point of success. That's the only type of stress you need is to want to succeed. Stress that. Queen Kathy says, I agree with that. Take a break away from the office. So what do you do? What do you do if you work from home? What do you do if you're a caregiver? If you're a spouse? We have spouses, senior spouses that are at home retired all day. You don't think you want a break from your spouse? What do you do? How do you woosah?
I want to touch back on something you said that hits me so strong. When you work from home and sometimes you feel so lazy, you can sit in your bed and put your laptop, of course, where it belongs, your lap, and sit on your bed or something and work. Okay. And I hate to say this, but the reality is that I said something. Our phones are monitoring us. Every time I get to the office, my phone knows I'm at work. Your body responds to what you do in that environment, and it keeps a record of it. So every time you are in that situation, your body adjusts. Do you know that? And do you know that a lot of people who do drugs, okay, sometimes they are killed by the process. Let me explain. For example, let's just say that I inject something in my body. I don't drink, I don't smoke, so I inject something in my body every day at 10 a.m. I prepare. I get my needle, I get my whatever the cable I tie. At a certain time, I get all that thing and I inject it. I may be preparing on the outside, but my body knows the system. Our bodies are a system. I'll say this again. My body knows the system. So every time at 10 o'clock, that's where all those withdrawals come in. There's a system that your body has learned and it knows. So at 10 o'clock, it knows when you start bringing the syringes. It knows when you are getting all of that. So it's ready to receive. Shock happens when you move environment. You move environment and you are not able to prepare well. And this thing, you needed it so badly. Poof, you find it, you don't do everything, you just shoot it. That can create shock that can kill you. What is my point? My point is this. What you do in an environment, your body keeps a record of it. Your system, your human system keeps a record of it. So as soon as you have this is funny, but you know how you can go out? You may feel like you got to pee. You can keep it. You're in the grocery store, you can keep it. You're able to keep it until you open the front door to your house. And suddenly you can't hold it because the body is in its comfort zone. Your body, it knows. So now, in that 1 minute, if you don't run to the bathroom, you're going to mess yourself up. Your body knows. And you ask yourself, I did okay. I was out there and I felt this all this while. And I was able to hold it. Why can't I just hold it for that 1 minute for me to get to the bathroom? Your body knows you're in the comfort zone. So the point that Angelina is making is this. Have a space for work. The moment you get up and take your laptop or whatever, you go sit there. Your whole system is ready for work. When you walk into the comfort of your bedroom, your body is relaxed. We need this. Our phones are causing us stress that we know nothing about. Because every beat, you take out the phone. So in the bed, when you're supposed to close your eyes and rest, your phone is beeping and beeping, and you can't rest. We are hurting ourselves. We are hurting our system. We are causing a disease, okay, a disease in our system that will end up bringing us diseases. So let's be conscious. I like the word consciousness. Let's be conscious. Last week you used that word. Let's be use the word self-aware. You didn't say self-aware. You used self-something. I've forgotten. But basically, it comes down to self-aware. Let's be conscious and participate. Be active participants of our lives. Be part of our life. Let's be conscious in our choices. Let's not do things because we are on autopilot, right?
And we are.
Let's not be on autopilot. Let's be deliberate about it.
And that's why when you said earlier, when you started to say, being half-hearted, and you retracted that, I don't think it's half-hearted, as you said. I think it's more so being habitual and being automatic, where we're just, I'll be honest, there's been times where I've driven to work and I'm like, I didn't even pay attention. I just got there. That's very dangerous, so think about the things that are going through our minds and we're not controlling those things. We have to be very intentional. You're right. And really quickly, I want to hear the other 4 notes that you made, but I wanted to say something with the addiction scenario you gave. Even with alcoholism, right? You'll see people where they're alcoholics, they're functional alcoholics. You can work like that, it doesn't bother you, but and it's unhealthy for our bodies, right? It causes liver damage, kidney, all kinds of things. But the minute that you choose to stop drinking, you're having seizures. Now you're having all these horrible health conditions. You would think if you stop doing something horrible to your body that you would feel better, but you don't. You have negative side effects with your health. So, and my point to that is what you put in your body, whether it's substances, whether it's words, whether it's food, the consequences there. The environment we're around, what we listen to, the consequence is there. And it's not as easy trying to get out of that stress factor when you've let it linger for so long, when we've been, out of order for so long, when we've not been decent people, decent caregivers, right? So just make sure, like she said, your body keeps the score. Make sure we're doing things with intention that don't come with consequences that can be harmful that we don't see coming. Okay. That's all I'll say about that. I want to hear the rest of what you got.
this is what I'm thinking. The definition of stress, and I'm thinking stress is that thing that brings uneasiness to your body, that brings disease, especially negative stress. It brings dis-ease, DIS-EASE, into your body. So that's why you have the backaches.
Mm-hmm.
It's showing up, it's causing that uneasiness. That's why you have that migraine, that headache, that heaviness behind your eyes, on top of your eyes, that the spine, whatever. It causes a disease. So think about it. All that disease is you bring into your body over time
Mm-hmm. You're
can come together and create an illness
right. Mm-hmm.
that can affect you. If you can look at stress as a disease,
Mm-hmm.
and
Curable disease.
a
Okay.
very curable disease, like unease. I don't know how else to put it, but that the only word I'm thinking about is disease. It takes away the ease of your body, the ability for your body to work, the ability of your body to function fluidly. It takes that away. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so we need to look at that very well. You made a statement at the beginning. I don't remember the exact statement, but I do know that we think it's my body, it's me, and I do whatever I want to do with it. But what we forget is that everything we do, you said it affects our job, it affects our colleagues, it affects our, the network, the people we work with, and all of that stuff. It affects our families. So yes, we are networked, we are wired that way.
Mm-hmm.
That we are networked. So don't look at it as you. There's no you in the system, in what is called a system, which is this Edith sitting here is a whole system. Okay, so if it's affecting my head and my eyes, in the same manner, it's affecting my husband, if I have one, and my children, because how I'm feeling will determine my response and my reactions. Something that's not supposed to make me angry, make me scream, make me will cause me to do that because
Mm-hmm.
there's something wrong with the system.
Mm-hmm.
Too
And if
many.
you're seeing it physically, think about that. If you're having physical symptoms from stress, then that means that your body's trying to get your attention because it's already been some stuff's already been going on that you're not even aware of.
Mm.
So those it's once you start acknowledging those symptoms for what they are, then you need to be paying attention to everything else and thinking about how you can change things, thinking about what's out of whack in your life. Because I promise you, those headaches, it might be a headache turn into migraines, keep doing these migraines medicine, but you might have an aneurysm. Think about the high blood pressure. You might have clogged artery. Think about those things. Your body is telling you to just chill, and it is your body. To be honest, it is your body. It is your body, and we are all. It is your body, but if you're not taking care of your body, we're here in healthcare. We've seen it. We've seen people rely on us that can't turn themselves, can't walk. It's your body till it's not, till somebody else is turning you, cleaning you, transferring you. So how are you taking care of yourself for you? And it is your body, but what are you doing with this vessel? We're so powerful. We're so we are so easily influenced. Let's be the influencers where we change the environment. When we see situations, we're not feeding into the stress, but we're coming with peace and calmness. We got to change the environment. Definitely. But it's a mindset.
I want to address a group of people, and I know this is airing on my platform, on my personal platform, so I'm going to address a group of people. The group of people, pastors
Plug it in, yeah.
and Christians, pastors and Christians. Um, Pastors don't take the time to rest, especially maybe African pastors, we do a lot. We are the counselors, we are the intercessors, we do everything. We do everything. We don't take the time to take care of ourselves. You know, the Bible says something, and this may or may not be the form, but I know there are a lot of Christians who are listening to us. And some of you, when you have a headache, you're sick, you don't feel well, instead of going to see the doctor, you pray and say, God will heal you. True. But you don't determine how God heals you. There's a part of the Bible says, and the word became flesh. And the word became flesh. And it became, and it dwelt among us. The spirit becomes flesh. You can't think that everything is spirit. Everything is spirit. However, we are tripartite people, tripartite, body, soul, spirit. God in his wisdom made us body, soul, spirit. And the body is flesh. The flesh is the body. So sometimes you need to take care of the flesh with flesh, in addition to praying. Sometimes God will use a doctor. So because God may want you, through you, to do something with the doctor, to teach the doctor something. You have to go to the doctor to see that you have cancer. You have to go to the doctor to see that you have a stomach ulcer. And let them determine that there's nothing they can do to heal you, and let God heal you through them in the process. And you go back to them and say, how did this happen? God can heal you through doctors, through your PAs, whatever. Go to the doctor, get the exercise in. And I want us to talk about solutions a little bit. Exercise is a great thing. I hear 30 minutes walk can do miracles.
Mm-hmm.
30 minutes walk outside in that environment can do miracles to your body. Why can't we invest in 30 minutes walk, Queen? Please tell me. Tell me
There's no
why.
reason why. There's no reason why we can't.
But why don't we do it?
Because we do not acknowledge self-care, because we make excuses for why we are so busy. And the more we make excuses, the more stressed out we get, the more out of whack we get. And that's what's going on. We make excuses for everything, even when it's cold. I bought my husband a treadmill. Neither one of us have used it. He has a couple of times since Christmas. I haven't. Why? It's taking up space in my bedroom. You know, I don't think we understand the level of accountability that we have. And I'll say this. When you mentioned the matter of faith and healing from God, my perspective with that is this. And I was brought up in the church, strong background, foundational background, but I've come to learn that we have to dive in deeper. If we are all made in God's image, okay, if we are all to strive to be Christ-like and God-like, we're missing very basic things. Because if we understood that and we walked that walk, then stress wouldn't be the way it is overall. Collectively, we wouldn't have the chaos that we have in this world if we would adhere to that simple understanding of being Christ-like and God-like. It's not very difficult to show compassion. We make it difficult because we're in our feelings. We're stressed out. We're under pressure. If we understand this body is amazing. It does things that we are still trying to discover, that we still don't understand. So why can't we have the belief that we can heal ourselves with changing our mindsets, changing our attitudes, doing different things? It is very possible, but we're more comfortable in our chaos. That's why everybody's so sick right now. Why has everybody got cancer? It's crazy. We're reckless. All the AIDS commercials. I can't turn the TV on without seeing every other commercial is the AIDS commercial. It's crazy. It shows recklessness to our bodies. You have a disease that was killing everybody, And now there's a pill to be reckless, just in case you run into somebody with something. Be reckless because there's a pill for that. We're not accountable for our well-being. If we understood that, we could heal ourselves. It's all in a mindset. Because that's how God intended it to be. This is what this body's made up to do. You know, it's made up to do that. And we have to be more of a participant in our lives, like you said. You know, we pray for healing. I find that interesting. We all get together, pray for healing. Everybody pray for healing. All you need is one to believe, and you're that one. I don't need to call anybody else to touch and agree. It's always nice to have that, but you have to have enough within you to know that you can, to know that you have purpose. And I think it's always fun to be God-like. I love it. And I'm being very humble. But we have to think about this. Don't you think it's awesome for people to see you in your light? And we all know that we have dim moments in life, even dark moments. But when people see you in your light and you change lives just by just taking a moment and chilling out, by representing God without having to say God or Jesus or Buddha or Allah or anything. My husband, a lot of people have a problem. You know, I'm sorry. I always talk about my husband. I always talk about my wife. That's cool. My husband is my husband. That, you know, but what about us? You know, what do you say about you? What does God say about you? How does God see you? And how do other people see you? Because you want people to see you how God sees you. So are you presentable? Are you presentable? Are you just causing stress and chaos? And that's what a lot of us are doing. The gossip, playing on these phones, being entertained. We're not pouring into anybody. And we're causing chaos. You're the part of the problem or part of the solution. If you're not a part of the solution, I'll let you do the math. We have to be intentional. What do you want in life? I love to empower. Edith loves to empower. We love to serve. We love it. It's our life. I can't do anything, but I've tried. I promise. True story. Some years ago, I was so overwhelmed. Just serving, can't say no. I was so overwhelmed. And I promise you, true story. I prayed to God. I was like, God, I'm tired of being this vessel. I'm tired of being this servant. I need a break. All of a sudden, people stopped calling me. So my grandmother, I was Johnny on the spot for my grandmother. She stopped calling. She started calling my sister. I'm like, what's going on? Nobody's calling me. Nobody needs me. I felt lost. I felt empty. I was, you know, you got to walk in your purpose, but you have to do it in a manner where you have balance, where you are guided with wisdom and peace and purpose. It makes all the difference. We can cut out all this chaos. We're all most of us are caregivers. Got to love on each other. Got to love on each other. Definitely. Stop being so hard.
What else is there to say? You summed it up, because Jesus himself had moments every day, a number of times a day. He withdrew and took a moment, but we're not going to go into that. What I want to say is this: remember that procrastination will kill you. Procrastination will bring you a lot of stress, number one. Number two, your environment matters. So keep your house in order. Keep your home in an order that when my house is a mess, I can function. So it makes me always go like this. The moment I put my house in a good order, I can sit and rest. There's something about that. I don't know what gives you that, what takes away stress from you. But whatever it is in your home environment or your work environment or wherever you work that allows you to have peace, so you can relax, so you can be functional and effective, even more efficient. Find it and do it. This is the time, the season of cleaning, right? We have spring cleaning. Spring cleaning, this is the season. Get your house in order and put yourself in a situation. Plan the day before. Plan the day, plan tomorrow, yesterday. Plan tomorrow, today. So tonight, plan your activities for tomorrow. Things happen, distractions happen. But if you know exactly what you're doing, if you go take care of that distraction, if need is, if you need to, you can easily go back to where you were and continue. That because there is traction. All those things will go a long way to decrease stress. And your physicals. Don't take your annual physicals for granted. Please. Don't take your annual physicals for granted because it causes anxiety. Learn to manage anxiety. Recently, we got a new client, and the person through whom we got a client is anxiety driven. And she will consistently text me sporadically, here, there, where is this? I do this, do that, do that. And I said to her, I don't respond to stress. I said, I was very clear. I said, I don't respond to stress. This is what my assignment is. I know my assignment, and you don't have to trust me that I will be able to do my part, but I will, and I will not respond to your stress and anxiety level. I will not respond to that. So you see, we have to be resilient and know when to say no and know when to say push people, keep people at arm's length, because you do not want anybody to project their stress and their fears on you. These things matter. And get help, build a team, have people around you to help you and to support you. If God gave you the gift, the dream, the business, the whatever it is, the ministry, whatever it is you're doing, God has people to. God, Jesus developed his 12. Why can't you have a team? Nobody is able to do it alone. Why is it that you're doing everything alone? Because nobody else can. That thing of I'm the only one who can do the best. It's not true. It's a lie we tell ourselves because we are afraid that somebody will be as good as us and will become dispensable.
You know what, Queen? Real quick, I promise you, everywhere I've gone working, I've heard so many people say, and I'm being humble. I'm just telling you the truth, right? You know, you're so great. You're this and that. You know, just praise. You know, I'll take off 2 days. You know, oh, don't leave again. Don't leave. You know, and it's like, and it's where they say things like, you know, if it's not you, then who? You know, where somebody was here before me and somebody will come after me. My response has always been that if that's how you feel about me, I'm very humble. I'm very I'm not flattered. I'm very honored, but I'm not doing my job. I'm not doing what I feel like I need to do because I want people around me where if I'm not present, you don't know because my presence is there because it's not my presence. It's an energy. It's a, you know, it's an essence. And that doesn't leave when you leave. So if Edith's not here, you know, you're going to see Edith. You're going to feel Edith. You're going to know she's here. You know what I'm saying? It's nice to be missed. But if everybody's not following suit and not being like you, not following you, but being on the same page of greatness, of excellence, you need to readjust either how you're doing things or your audience, your company. And sometimes we can't with work and in certain situations. But you have to be, and it's hard. When they say heavy is the head that wears the crown, and numbered are his days. So you take every day like it matters, every day like you only have one more day.
What do you do? One of the qualities of a great leader is the ability to build systems so that whatever it is they're doing will function with or without them. That is leadership. Not everybody, everything around you. So ultimately, that's how your system should run, with and or without you. You should get to a point, Miles Monroe said, you should become irrelevant. You know, because you have developed leaderships, you have developed people, you have developed systems that function. They don't need you anymore.
That's and you're needed though. It's so many. It's everybody. You know, we can't meet everybody's needs. Peak home care cannot meet everybody's needs. So I don't mind if somebody, I don't know any other home care agency that's doing this, that's coming with these messages. Maybe there are, but if somebody follows suit and does this, I wouldn't say, well, they got it from us. I would say, cool, somebody else is doing this because they're reaching somebody that we're not.
And we can always collaborate, because you know what we will do, it looks the same, but what we forget is that our personality, our experiences, everything come into play to create the uniqueness of what we are doing. So they may be doing something, I'll say, similar, but it's also unique in its own way. So hey, it's not meant for one person.
Because it's not about you. It's about
That's
us.
the same way you have to deal with your clients. People go to clients and they think they're the only ones who can take care of the client. Without them, the client will not function. So they don't want to take off. They don't want anybody to be with that client. No. You're killing yourself. Seriously, you are.
Yeah. And you're not being fair to those clients. You're not.
Exactly.
So again, be intentional. You can be mad this job screwed you over, you didn't get your rate, whatever it is. But why were you there in the first place? Sure, we work for money, but why were you there in the first place? To cause havoc or bring peace? Things happen. And we're about to go. We're almost out of time. But I did want to say this. You said what did you say earlier? I lost it. It'll come back to me next time. I just lost it just like that because I was waiting to say it. You said something really important earlier. It'll come back to me. We're almost out of time. Please like and share this. I hope it helped you all. We're going to finish this month out talking about stress. It's a lot to talk about. We want to have this conversation with you all. So, yeah. We got to get some solutions. I'm trying to think about what you said. Darn, as soon as we get off here, it's going to come back to me. Oh, well, it's all right.
Then you can type it in the comments.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Speaking of which, you all make sure, again, we're in the description. All of our links are in the description. So make sure you connect with us, not follow, connect with us. Make meaningful connections, right? We are here to grow with you all. We can't do it alone, but we do an awesome job at everything we do. So we want to help. We want to connect with you all. So definitely like, share, and subscribe. Queen, you got anything?
Thank you so much for your Saturday. We are grateful that you took the time to be with us. And remember this, plan your days. Have your stress-free zone. Let that be your very private space. And until we come your way again, we are Homecare Associates, located in the state of Indiana, in the city of Noblesville, in the county of Hamilton, serving the general Indianapolis area. We are available 24/7 electronically by email, which is info@picomcareassociates.com. Our main number is 317-863-0832. Everything is scrolling down there. In addition to that, you can go to our website, picomcareassociates.com. Leave us messages through Facebook, through Instagram, on YouTube. Find us if you need help. And if you don't and you just want to talk, listen, we are therapists as well, believe it. Talk to us. And never assume we don't do it, because you never know. You never know what we can do to help you. And if we don't, we just might know somebody who can. So have a wonderful day, Kathy B. Queen Kathy B. God bless you.
Thank you for the support. Always. Have a great Saturday, everybody. Peace, love, and blessings.